relationship, trade, and we're going to be discussing all of those things. We'll certainly be discussing what took place over the last...
Mr. President, have you seen evidence, proof that Iran was behind the attack?
Well, it's looking that way. We'll have some pretty good... we're having some very strong studies done, but it's certainly looking that way at this moment, and we'll let you know. As soon as we find out definitively, we'll let you know, but it does look that way. And we'll be discussing the Middle East, but our relationship has never been stronger than it is. Do I want war? I don't want war with anybody. I'm somebody that would like not to have war. We have the strongest military in the world. We've spent more than $1.5 trillion in the last short period of time on our military. Nobody's even come close. We have the best equipment in the world. We have the best missiles, and as you say, you just bought the Patriot system.
We did.
There's nothing even close. No, I don't want war with anybody, but we're prepared more than anybody. Is largely based on the relationship that we have. So,
Are you still willing to meet with the Iranians without preconditions? Still willing
well,
to meet with
you know,
President
there were
Hamad?
always conditions, because the conditions, if you look at it, the sanctions are not going to be taken off. So if the sanctions, that's a condition. So, you know, that's why the press misreported it. The biggest thing you can talk about are the sanctions, and the sanctions are massive. There's never been sanctions put on a country like that, and I think they have a tremendous future, but not the way they're behaving. We'll see what happens in terms of this attack. Secretary Pompeo and others will be going over to Saudi Arabia at some point to discuss what they feel. They're going to make a statement fairly soon, but they also know something that most people don't know as to where it came from, who did it, and we'll be able to find that out, figure that out very quickly. We pretty much already know. Yes.
Are you encouraging Israel and the Saudis to work together on this issue, particularly since they have a
Always.
shared common
I encourage
goal?
everybody. I want everybody to work together. The United States is more prepared than any country in the history in any history, if we have to go that way. As to whether or not we go that way, we'll see. We'll have to find out definitively who did it. We have to speak to Saudi Arabia. They have to have a lot in the game also, and you know they're willing to do that. I think everybody knows they're willing to do that. So we'll be meeting with Saudi Arabia. We'll be talking to Saudi Arabia. We'll be talking to UAE and many of the neighbors out there that we're very close friends with. We're also talking to Europe, a lot of the countries that we're dealing with, whether it's France, Germany, etc. Talking to a lot of different folks, and we're figuring out what they think. But I will tell you, that was a very large attack, and it could be met with an attack many, many times larger very easily by our country. But we're going to find out who definitively did it first. No other president can do that. No other president was able to do that, or maybe they didn't. I think it is certainly the responsibility of them to do a big deal of their defense, certainly. I also think it's the responsibility of the Saudis to, if somebody like us, which are the ones, are going to help them. I know that monetarily will be very much involved in paying for that. This is something that's much different than other presidents would mention, John, but the fact is that the Saudis are going to have a lot of involvement in this if we decide to do something. They'll be very much involved, and that includes payment. We're very high on ammunition now. That's a story I've never told before. Breaking news. But we were very